All right, are we good? Are we live? I think we are. Hello all and welcome back to the Women's Football Chat Live. Tonight we have Champions League group stage action coming in from Germany. It's Bayern Munich versus Arsenal in this match week 1 of the Champions League group stage. Harry, are you excited for it?
Yeah, very much so. And a great start to match week 1 last night. And it gets even better tonight. 2 incredible games coming our way. First one coming from Germany. And this is going to be a very, very exciting game. Arsenal back in the Champions League proper. Missed out last year. They're back to make amends. Bayern Munich, they were grouped last season, so they're going to want to bounce back as well. This is a big game because both sides, we know how crucial Bayern learnt last year how crucial it is that you get points on the board early, because if not, you're playing catch up and then you've got a chance of being knocked out. So a big game tonight. Both sides want to get points on the board, and it's great to see 2 top teams in women's football right now going head to head.
Yeah, of course. We'll be keeping tabs on the other game in the group as Juventus take on Vålerenga. That's what Bayern and Arsenal have got to bear in mind tonight. If you lose this match, that's a chance for Juventus, as we would expect, to gain 3 points on one of these two sides or 2 points on both of them, which could prove very crucial. As you say, getting those points early on, getting that win under the belt, can be very, very helpful. Are you generally happy with the starting lineup? We'll have a look at that in a moment. FPLB is saying good afternoon or evening. Well, it's that weird limbo period. It's not really the evening yet, but as the dusk starts to settle on the Champions League evening, it does feel like an evening.
Yeah, very much so. And I think it's going to be one of those games where I can't call it. I really can't call it because, and this is what I love about having Arsenal and City back in the Champions League. We haven't seen Bayern play Arsenal for a couple of years now. And that's why it's exciting, because both sides have, for me, they've changed quite a lot since they last played each other. So going to be very, very interesting to see how they match up against each other, how the games can be played. We know Bayern are a very, very good side, and they're looking to really prove how good they are after last season. And Arsenal, we know how strong they are against big teams, so they kind of work quite well together. It's gonna work. It's gonna be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, right, let's have a look at the sides then. Of course, we are in Bayern, in the FC Bayern Campusplatz 1 in Munich, Germany.
My favourite.
I love stadiums that are named Campusplatz 1. Let's have a look then at the Bayern 11. The hosts in goal, it's Grös, a back 4 of Gwyn, Vigos Dottir, Hansen and Simon. And then in the midfield 3, it's a pivot of Stanway and Zadrazil with Damjanovic, who is going to be a difficult name to pronounce tonight, in attacking midfield. On one side it's Lohman, on the other Clara Buell, leading the line Pernilla Harder. Now we could see Harder and Damjanovic the other way around, because both are comfortable playing attack midfield but could play up front as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that the other way around. But yeah, so 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3 for Bayern tonight, looking decent.
Yeah, very much so. I like this Bayern side. I think it's quite well rounded in terms of they've got quality in pretty much every area, and that can put you in good stead, because some teams will have the flashy, very exciting players, but they'll lack quality in other areas. For Bayern, I think it's quite well rounded, and they've got their danger players. You get the ball into Pernilla Harder, you get the ball into those players that are going to create chances, and Bayern could catch Arsenal. They could really hurt them if they get the most creative players on the ball today.
Yeah, obviously bear in mind as well, Bayern Munich without Lena Oberdorf out injured for a very long period of time. So that's another thing to bear in mind with this Bayern side. They have got such strength, not in the squad, on the bench as well. Players like Leia Schuler, like Sam Kerr, like Giulia Ziggiotti, some really strong players, Sembrant as well, all on the bench for them tonight. So they're looking strong, Bayern Munich. Let's look at the visitors then. Arsenal in the 4-3-3 or the 4-2-3-1 that we've seen for most of this season. In goal, Zinsberger usurps Van Domselaar for this Champions League tie. It's a back 4 of Fox, Williamson, Cardina and Katie McCabe. Then in the pivot, it's Little and Leah Valti. On one side, Caitlin Ford. On the other, Mariona Cardente. In attacking midfield, it's Frida Marnham. And leading the line, the big call up front, Stina Blackstenius.
Wow, there's a lot of big decisions in there. We'll start with Blackstenius then. I think that is the right decision. Russo really struggled against Everton on Sunday, and Eidevall rightfully so. I think feeling that a change is needed. Blackstenius, we know how sharp she is when an elite side plays a high line. Blackstenius plays on the shoulder and she gets in behind. Yes, Russo can also play in behind, but we know that that's perhaps not the preferred way to play. But I do think that Blackstenius is better if you want to get that ball in behind, if you want to have a player that's going to run onto things. I think Blackstenius is the right decision there. The other one for me is Caitlin Ford. I think it's the perfect decision, and I've said this all season. How can you take a player who scored 4 goals in 2 games before the season started and then not start her, in the domestic games? So back in the side for Champions League action tonight. We know how good she was in the Champions League qualifiers. If Ford can deliver another high quality performance, I know it was Rangers, I know it was Borg. Can't remember which one now, but Rosenborg. Yeah. But there's, it's still the fact that she played very well. If she can deliver and up the performance for tonight, it's going to be a very, very exciting game.
Yeah, indeed. I think it's going to be interesting. I think that on the left-hand side, Arsenal still have a lot of work to do. I rate Mariona Caldente highly, but I don't think she's looked brilliant in an Arsenal shirt just yet. There's still a bit of a miscommunication on that left-hand side with McCabe and with Caldente. What we expected to see was Caldente drift inside McCabe, make that overlap, which looked really dangerous.
Yeah.
Instead, we've seen a lot of Caldente dropping into almost left-back position to come and get involved with the play, and McCabe just not tracking back.
Yeah.
And I don't think that gives them the shape that they're desiring at the moment. I don't think that's really working. Arsenal, the biggest issue they face this season is that they can't break down low blocks. That's not going to be an issue tonight because Bayern aren't going to be putting 4 players on their goal line. So I think tonight we'll see Arsenal have a bit more freedom. This is going to feel to me, I think, like the second leg against BK Häcken, where there was that space in behind.
Yeah.
And if they can find the run into the ball in behind to Stina Blacksenius, and she can finish chances, I think they'll have some joy tonight. Reminds me a bit, to be fair, of the Man City game. Manchester City really should have lost that match, but Arsenal missed so many chances, they threw it away.
Yeah, definitely so. And I think, as you mentioned, that Man City match, the other player I'm excited to see is Frida Maanum. Again, had a really strong, for me, she's been one of Arsenal's best player this season. Obviously scored against Man City, scored the only goal against Leicester, has looked very, very sharp in that attacking midfield role. And if they can get those cut backs to the edge of the area where she likes to run onto the ball, I definitely could see her scoring tonight.
Yeah, definitely. So, we've got a lot in chat to go through, so let's go through it then. We've got a couple minutes to a kick-off. Ryzen saying, technical etiquette says that evening is after 6 p.m. I know this because a posh boy taught me. All right, well, we'll refer to it as the evening then, 15 minutes into the match. We'll leave it for now. FPL Bailey says, 12:33 p.m. for me. Well, it might be 5:33 for you UK folks. Yes, we are coming up to, it's kick-off at 5:45.
Yeah.
So, coming up to that shortly. Justin Williams saying, watch Bayern actually win this. Is that the upset? Who are the favourites tonight? Is it not Bayern Munich?
That's a really tough question because I think if you were to go on the strengths of the squad, I think Arsenal are the favourites. But Arsenal weren't in the.
It's that WSL bias though because we watch it every week. Because I think you look at players like Clara Buell and you go, if she comes to WSL, she's one of the best players in the league.
Yeah.
So I think that comparison's still. It's difficult to make because we watch Arsenal every week. And we know the quality they possess. So it's more difficult to make.
This is why I think it's a great matchup because we haven't seen these sides play in years, and that's why it's really hard one to work out how it's going to play out because we don't know. There's no proof. You can't. It's not like a domestic game for Arsenal or even like when Chelsea played Barcelona. There's no evidence on how tonight is going to. There's no proof of what's going to happen tonight.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about this kind of game is that it's going to be something unexpected is going to happen because we don't know what to expect.
Wow, that is a definition of unexpected, to be fair. Football Manager, good to see you in stream saying, hope the English teams have a good run this year. Yes, I hope that City and Arsenal get to the same finals and then get knocked out to Chelsea. That would be ideal. Edmund saying, hi guys, looking forward to sitting back listening to your excellent commentary or watching the game. Gillia Gwyn, my favourite Bayern player. Yeah, fantastic fullback is Gwyn. Will be interesting to see if she can handle. She's playing right hand side today, I think, so interesting to see if she can handle McCabe and Caldente in connection. Chelsea fan saying, big up Jack and Harry, I can't stay, but hope you enjoy the game. Thank you, Chelsea fan. New says, Pernilla about to cook. Arsenal's always funny because they always have a stinker in the league and then goes beast mode in the UWCL. Just watch. Well, that's a thing. And HB mentioning as well, after a few days of head loss today, I believe we're going to beat Bayern. I think the difference is Bayern is suited to how Arsenal want to play. The way Arsenal play is suited to sides that play that high line. We saw it in the Man City game where Arsenal would just cut through City's midfield like it wasn't an issue and then play a ball in behind and suddenly they're in. You can't do that against Everton because there is no in behind. Their back line is sat in the penalty area. So you don't have that space in behind to exploit, which is where Arsenal look to cause damage.
Yeah.
And so I think a game like today will be suited to Arsenal, where Bayern we expect will play a bit of a higher line and there will be that space in behind.
Yeah, very much so. And I think that is That is why it's so hard to judge, because most people will look at it and go, Arsenal are going to struggle tonight because they can't beat Everton, they can't beat Bayern Munich. But the fact of the matter is tactically, it's a mental thing to say, but Arsenal may find it easier to win tonight than they did on Sunday. Yeah. And that's an incredible thing, because obviously Bayern Munich are a lot stronger than Everton are, but that's the kind of scenario, that's the way Arsenal play. They're kind of set up to do that, which is a weird way to play football, but it kind of works for these type of games.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it in last season, we've seen it a bit this season so far, where they are able to take on Chelsea and City with no issue, but drop points in this case to Everton, last season to teams like Liverpool, and so it's just a bit of a weird situation that they find themselves in, Arsenal. And lots of messages in chat to go through. Thanks everyone that is tuning in and getting involved. Muller, I forgot to mute the laptop. That's genius. Hopefully DAZN don't take us down. Melon Dolozzi says, thoughts on Chelsea yesterday? Thought we were flat, defensively poor, and our attack was disjointed. Yeah, I mean, we were at the ground, so it's harder to analyse when you're watching it in person, but there lacks that energy, I think, in that Chelsea squad. We didn't seem very positive in possession. I think we went a little bit too defensive with it, but then equally we'd get really high and then get caught out in transition way too often. I still have huge doubts about Lucy Bronze. I don't think Sondy Baltimore is a left back, shockingly. I think once Niamh Charles is back, though, that issue's completely solved, but I would rather see us give Alejandro Bernabé an opportunity. I'd rather see her play Aston Villa and Crystal Palace, where games that she can get her teeth into and get some good minutes. Instead, she hasn't had a run out yet. I don't think Lawrence is a particularly good left back. She's right-footed, so she's going to struggle to play that advanced role. She can't overlap and put a cross in because she's not left-footed. So that is a bit difficult. PCM saying, let's go Gunners. Hello from Vienna. I'm a great Arsenal ladies fan. That is great to hear. Welcome to the stream. Justin saying I have a huge WSL bias. Yeah, I mean, the amount we watch it, there is going to be an unconscious bias. We only see these other teams occasionally. I have to admit, I don't watch a load of the Frauen Bundesliga, so my exposure to Bayern is watching Champions League games. So,
Or
don't really know what to expect from them tonight.
Watching their individual players play on the international stage. We've seen for Germany. You think back to the Olympics, Gwyn was superb, Bühler was superb, and those kind of players, again, they're the ones you look to who are going to deliver tonight for their club side. Yeah,
definitely. New says, Chelsea was quite flat and not as scary as I thought they would be. Madrid actually held their own. Yeah, Madrid weren't bad. Olga Carmona was, which was amusing. But yeah, I don't think Madrid were bad. I don't think they are a bad side, but I think we flattered them somewhat. I think we made them look better than they actually are, which sounds mental when we scored 3 goals. But I think the goals we scored were all quite fortuitous in their nature. We had the own goal, the penalty, and the one that Ramirez sort of just bundled home. It was a decent ball in and a fine header, but yeah, it was pretty much in the goal before she headed it home. So yeah, going to be interesting. Lucky says we're about to be cooked at the Emirates. Hopefully not, Lucky. Hopefully not. We will be there as well.
Yes.
So hopefully we don't lose. Shall we do some predictions then? Because we've been chatting away and we've only got 2 minutes till kick-off now. So, chat, feel free to get involved with your predictions in the live chat. But I'm going to start with you, Harry. What is your prediction for tonight's game?
I can't call it. I really can't call it. So I'm going to go for a draw. I can't split these two sides. I think it'll be 2-2. I will go for Bayern to open the scoring through Pernilla Harder. I then think it'll be an equaliser from Stina Blackstenius. I'll then go for a second goal for Bayern I'll go Gwyn. And then the second Arsenal equaliser will be a goal from Mariona Caldense.
Yeah, fair enough. When we talked about it before, I said this game would be a draw, but I think I've changed my mind. I think I'm going to back Arsenal tonight. Just the fact that in these sort of games, actually I might have said Arsenal win, I can't remember now. We called it 2 days ago, so much has happened since. So I'm going to say Arsenal to win. I think in these sort of games where they do have that space in behind, they do exploit it very effectively. Yeah. And so if Bayern are playing that high line tonight and Arsenal do get it right, I think they can hurt Bayern. So I'm going to say 2-1. I think Bayern will take an early lead. I'll say through Pernilla Harder, and all the Chelsea fans then can get very excited over Harder scoring against Arsenal again. And then I will say for Arsenal, I think it'll be Russo off the bench. I think the first half, Blackstones will miss a few big opportunities. They'll bring on Russo, get her in behind, and she'll start scoring. And I will say Mariona Caldente as well. I think in these sort of games, she can be that difference maker.
Yeah.
Just she's got that Champions League experience. She's a very good player. I think that could make the difference.
Yeah, no, definitely can see that happening. I think whatever people say, as long as it's not like loads of goals in one direction, I can see it happening. Yeah. I think there's a really
very open game.
Yeah, exactly, and I think they're the best games of football sometimes.
Indeed, I think both games tonight, to be fair, are pretty open.
Yeah.
The latter one probably a bit more cut and dry in the sense that if Barca play how we expect them to play, they should win. But you never know.
You'd expect City to be a bit more reserved.
Potentially.
Than what you'd expect to see here.
Hopefully, I hope they go for it.
Hopefully, hopefully we're going to see two sides here tonight just absolutely go for the game.
Yes, indeed. Lots of predictions in the live chat then. Football Manager saying 1-1, FPL Bailey going 2-1, Lucky going 2-2, Edmund saying 3-1. So different predictions across the board in chat. If anyone else wants to keep that going, get involved. But you can't predict anything that's been predicted already. New rule.
New rule. We got to mix it up, make it different.
Yeah. Let's first come, first serve.
Yeah.
If you're late to the party, you've got to start going 4-0 or something.
Yeah, no, like it.
But yeah, we are about to get underway here in Munich then. It will be Arsenal, I believe, to get us started. Once the referee is happy to start. I did see a message about the anthem as well. Absolutely loved hearing that last night. But yeah, it is Arsenal to get us started. And they knock it back and we're underway here for this game. The Matchweek 1 of the Champions League is underway and it's Bayern versus Arsenal. Will be an interesting game this. Duncan's saying already we badly missed Victoria Pelova. Spoken about this quite a lot this season, but I think that's the biggest issue that Arsenal have faced so far, is the fact they don't have Victoria Pelova in there. I think the midfield just looks so unbalanced. I think Kim Little's a great player, but in the pivot she's just not as comfortable. And I don't think Leia Valti has the legs anymore. Still a good player and she can cover the fixtures against the weaker sides, but I think in games like this, you'd rather have players like Pelova involved, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arsenal trying to come forwards, already getting dispossessed though by Bayern, who will just try and settle this ball down now. It's been a bit of a frantic first 40 seconds. Here's Simon. Plays the ball inside to Georgia Stanway, and now they'll look to go forwards harder. Goes wide into Gwyn, making the overlapping run. Here come Bayern. Into the box, that's over everyone though, and that will be an easy claim for Zinsberger just to walk out and collect.
Yeah, just need to settle down to both sides.
Yeah. Ryzen saying, have to agree with Ruesha. Little Johnny said that Mead playing in the 9 might be the best plan. The issue of playing Mead in the 9 is then what do you do with Russo and Blacksenius? Because you've got two strikers there who want to compete for starting minutes, and you're handing neither of them starting minutes, which I think would be a huge issue. I agree, tactically it probably works, but in practicality, you've got to think of squad morale and harmony. I wouldn't be surprised if they did try it if Blacksenius and Russo keep failing to find the back of the net.
Yeah.
Because I feel like every WSL Matchweek review we've done at the moment is just, wow, Arsenal can't score.
Yeah, no.
Shock. But yeah. So they may try something new there soon. Everybody's saying I think it'll be Bayern 3, Arsenal 2. It depends on us if Arsenal turn up for me. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game for them tonight, but if they can raise that level, if they can try and compete with Bayern tonight, I think they've got the players on the field to make it work. Here's Kim Little on the ball, gets dispossessed, and well, it's won back quickly. A bit of a miscommunication there between the Bayern attackers. I think it was Lohman wanted Stanway to take the ball. Neither of them went and took it, and Arsenal came away with it. Fox. Now Williamson. Cadena. So, talking Arsenal centre-halves, we'll see Williamson back now to, starting a game for what feels like the first time in a while. Do you think that Cadena's actually the most nailed centre-half at the moment?
I mean, yeah, it looks like it. It definitely seems that Eidevall has settled on this Wouben-Moy-Williamson rotation, which it's an interesting move. It makes sense because Cadena's probably, out of the three of them, Wouben-Moy and Williamson are most similar, and then Cadena's a bit more standout.
Very similar. And playing them together just doesn't work. We saw that last season. So I can see why you're using Cadena, and it's one back half of the pitch here by Caldente. Bayern too lethargic in possession. Great challenge though from Simon, and Bayern come away with the ball. Stanway. But yeah, really, I mean, Arsenal there. Caldente winning it high. They've got to make more of that situation.
Yeah. I mean, she had no one with her, and Bayern have got to be careful that doesn't, because they won't get away with that again.
Are you surprised to see Stanway? Are you surprised to see Caldente on the right hand side tonight and Ford on the left, or is that what you would have expected it to look like?
I wouldn't be surprised if we've seen them interchange all night, and I think that it's a very common thing we've seen with Arsenal is that the wingers do tend to swap over many times during the game.
But for me, Eidevall he's signed one of the best inside forwards in world football.
Yes,
and is using her as a winger on the other flank.
Yeah,
that is the most Jonas Eidevall thing I've ever heard. And Caitlin Ford, who was excelling in pre-season and in Champions League qualification fixtures, out on the right flank, is now playing on the left.
Yeah, no, it's bizarre.
I mean, I just don't get it. Gwyn now with the throw on the far side then for Bayern.
So is the plan to what? Get wide and whip it in, or because that's the thing, it doesn't make sense.
Well, for Caldente, she'll be keeping the width tonight, but what a waste of Mariona Caldente's talents. Here come Bayern then. Damjanovic bringing it forwards. Shifts it to Harder. Harder could go wider still. Might try and bring it inside. Still going Pernilla Harder. And then it's taken off her. Fell to Clara Buell, but she couldn't get a shot away. Great drive forwards though.
Way too easy in there for Harder just to dance round a few Arsenal players.
The issue is there, Arsenal leave that gap open to the left. They're always expecting it out there. So they never go and press Harder. They're just waiting for the ball to go out to that left-hand side.
Yeah.
And it never does. And Harder just keeps running through the gap in the middle of the team because they're just not stopping her. Because they're just expecting that ball to go wide.
Yeah.
Damjanovic won back in there by Caldente. Now they could look to play out. But it's Arsenal in possession. Cadena. Williamson. Back to Cadena. That was an oddly difficult pass from Williamson there. Sprung it at Cadena, who then had to bring it down with a lot of quality. Ball in behind though. Blackstenius running onto this one then. Out-muscled excellently. She fights for it.
Really good
That's
defending.
really well seen out there by Hansen.
Yeah, that's the first sign we've seen really of Arsenal trying to get that ball over the top. Good defending in the end, but that's the type of thing they're going to look for all night, and it will work at some point because it was good defending. It wasn't ideal, but it worked.
Yeah.
But Bayern can't afford to do that every single time Arsenal play a ball over the top because they won't get away with it.
Simon, Stanway, Damjanovic manages to win a throw. Edmonds saying to clarify, Bayern win 3-1. Van Domselaar not playing. Why not play Kuhl or Kofaji instead of missing Palova? Well, Van Domselaar's a big call. I thought once she was into the team, we would see her cement her place in there, but instead Zinsberger has reappeared somehow. I don't really understand that one. Because I think Van Domselaar's a better goalkeeper.
And if they're playing rotation keepers again, that's just not going to end well.
Well, I think she's a better goalkeeper, I think better shot stopper, and better with the ball at her feet.
Yeah.
So I don't really understand that.
No.
But, better long distribution. To be fair, short distribution, I'd say Zinsberger's better. So playing out from the back, cool. To have Zinsberger. But, I don't know. I just feel like in a game like today, Van Domselaar would be the preferred option. But, alas. Ryzen says, Jonas's tactics wasting people's potential is such a theme. Yeah, it is. It's truly bizarre. Stanway. I think that's the biggest thing. I don't think his tactics are necessarily terrible. They just don't suit the players.
No.
And then that's the issue. You can have a great tactical system all you want, but if it isn't what the players are good at. To be fair though, I think a lot last season, rightfully people criticise Jonas Eidevall. I think this season, while there are reasons for concern, especially in the Everton game, I think, and he still can't break down low blocks, but I think they should have beaten City. And Eidevall's not at fault there. Like, what do you want him to do? Run on and put it in himself?
Yeah.
Russo and Blackstenius had so many chances they didn't take, and then City had 2 chances all game. They put them in the back of the net, and that was the difference. That clinicality. Obviously, Arsenal still drew that game, but Arsenal missed, I think, 3 big chances. Put one of those away, and they win that match.
Yeah.
And then we're looking at them in a completely different light because then they're top of the league, having taken 7 from 3 matches.
Yeah.
And a draw against Everton, which, they probably shouldn't have done that.
No.
That's really good defending there. Ford getting back in, winning the ball back. And it's hooked out of play by Cadena.
Yeah, neither side's really got going in this game yet.
No.
Still waiting for both sides to find their feet and start to play their football.
That's really composing there from low man, trying to make something happen here. Sorry, Clara Buell. Now Gwyn puts it into the box, and that's headed away.
Stanway has a go.
That was Georgia Stanway territory, wasn't it? I looked away for a moment, and Georgia Stanway's almost scored a goal. That's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
And again, where has Zinsberger put that?
I mean, it was headed away from
Williamson.
But how you allow Georgia Stanway, who is one of the best strikers of the ball from the edge of the area, to take 2 touches and have a shot is a massive let-off. And it weren't a bad effort.
And again, there just feels rusty from Leah Williamson. Because she's just headed it into a really dangerous area there. For no real reason. Kadina. Well, that's got to be a more assertive dealing with the ball. Here's Ford, gets caught in the challenge, manages to win it back. Here's Frida Marnham. Takes aim, Frida Marnham held well by the Bayern goalkeeper Gross.
Maybe we'll just watch Stanway and Marnham take shots all night.
I'm on board.
2 very decent strikes, but well held by both goalkeepers.
Yeah.
That one, if anything, was struck a little bit better by Marnham. Bit further out, did well to get it on target. Game just stepping up a gear or 2 now. Just increasing that intensity.
Valti wins it back in there. Stanway tries to poke it wide. Gwyn will be hard pressed to get there, but she does. That's a ball forward to Damjanovic. One back though by Arsenal. Ford. And Vlaxanias doesn't realise that ball is intended for her. Lets it run, and that just runs to a Bayern defender.
Yeah, I think, it's one of those where Bayern are kind of happy for Arsenal to have the ball in non-threatening areas, but we know Arsenal, they don't really want it. They don't, obviously they want it in attacking areas, but Arsenal don't. They're at their best when they win the ball high and they press and they counter from that, rather than having the ball in their own possession. Yeah,
indeed. So interestingly, it looks like it's Pernilla Harder through the middle then. Sydney Lohman in that attacking midfield role. Buell on the left and Damjanovic on the right. So slightly different to how we thought that would line up.
Yeah.
In an attacking area, but not too dissimilar. Just slightly rearranged. Simon sends it forwards. Nice from Lohman, who will play that in behind. I'm not sure who she spotted with that ball.
No.
But it gives Zinsberger and Arsenal a chance now to play out from the back. McCabe.
Definitely feels more reserved from Bayern in the first 10 or so minutes.
Yeah. Kadina. Back to Katie McCabe. McCabe will go down the line. Marnham holds on to it well. Now McCabe. That's a ball down the line. That's something for Caldente to chase. She can't quite get there.
Yeah, just trying to find a way through there, McCabe, and not really paying off. But they've got to try and find that ball through more.
Williamson. Now Valti. Back to Leah Williamson. And that's an ambitious pass through. Doesn't find its intended target. Little to Caldente. That's a foul in there from Simon on Caldente. Arsenal free kick. There was 2 in there, actually, I think, from Simon. She fouled Emily Fox, then found Mariana Caldente.
Yeah, it's good play between the 2 of them. Caldente just puts it through the legs of Simon, and Simon, not having any of that, and brings her down.
Yeah.
And a good chance for Arsenal now from this set piece to try and put some pressure onto this Bayern backline. Will be Marnham to put it in. And Arsenal are pretty strong in the air. They will hope to get something on this at least.
Yeah.
But a silly area to give away a free kick, really. I mean, yes, Caldente had got past her, but Simon, just a little bit clumsy.
Yeah, Justin making a good point in chat saying ensuring Stanway does not shoot from range should be a main defensive strategy.
Yeah.
Just do that all night. Don't worry about the rest. So, Bayern ball into the box now. Sorry, Arsenal ball into the box now. McCabe delivers it. Should be finished. That is a really poor effort from Leah Kadina. It's a comfortable save for Gruz. That's got to go in.
Well, I don't know,
Brilliant delivery from McCabe.
I'm not sure there's much more she can do with it.
She's got to get more behind that.
She's on the lunge. She's done well to get something on it. And it's well claimed by the goalkeeper, but I think full stretch there, at least she's made contact with it.
For me, she's got to do better there. Stanway.
It's a great ball in.
Bayern coming forwards. Simon. Lohman. Now Hansen. Not happy with the options available to her. Lohman. Zadrazil. Now they can try and play forwards. Again though, forced back. Stanway tries to just lift that pass over to Gwyn. Not going to find its target though. Out now for an Arsenal throw.
Yeah. Big opportunity then for Arsenal early doors, and again it just felt like they were Bayern just a little bit reserved. Arsenal seemed to have got up to stand a little bit quicker and nearly making that count. But good stuff from the away side. For me, they're probably the better side first 15 or so minutes.
Yeah. Zinsberger. Kadina. Vouty. Now it's with McCabe, who goes down the line. Somehow that's still in play. Brilliant ball from McCabe. Caitlin Ford now looking to take on Viggers. Dotted ball into the box. Flicked on. Cleared away. Fox tries to keep it alive. But it's dealt with. No, it's not cleared away by Zadrazil. It's cleared into one of our own players. They do then play it out. Strong chance from Vouty to win the ball back. Harder tries to flick it away. Can't. Vouty, that's a difficult ball for Carlton Day to do anything with. Pokes it towards Baxenius. It's cleared away. And out for an Arsenal throw.
Yes, again, Bayern just struggling a little bit under pressure from Arsenal. But the main thing is they're keeping them out. Everton were under pressure for 90 minutes on Sunday and they kept them out.
Yeah. True. Here is Katie McCabe. Williamson into Calente. Little tries to spin on it. One back by Damjanovic. And now they'll look to break. Stanway slips over. One high by Little. Blackstenius ahead of her. Could use her. Decides to try and go alone. Zadrazil muscles her off the ball. And Arsenal lose possession in a really promising area. That's got to be released by Little there. She's got Blackstenius ahead of her. She's just hesitated a bit too much there.
Another let off for Bayern, losing the ball high at the pitch, and Arsenal not taking advantage of it.
Damjanovic. Simon. No forward pass available. Hansen. Lohman, that's not great, but they get away with it. Simon back to Hansen. Just lifting that towards Harder. Lohman tries to control it, but can't, and they lose possession. We do have a goal, by the way, in one of the other games this evening. It's Hammarby 1, Poulton 0 after 18 minutes. Vilda Harsun with that goal. So that's a very interesting one, obviously, for the City Barcelona group.
Yes. And that will be that's a big result, because Hammarby they'll look to put as much pressure as possible on the top two.
So here come Arsenal down this left-hand side. Ford keeping it alive. Takes it to the legs of Gwen. Takes it past another player. Takes aim, but it's just dragged wide. Brilliant stuff from Caitlin Ford. Just missing that final finish.
Yeah, it does well to take on a couple players.
So well to keep it on. Through the legs of Gwen. A rogue slide challenge in there from Lindsay Lohman. That shot's got to be better though. Stanway.
Yeah, you just felt like that was always going to be heading wide. Arsenal are playing well. They're just lacking a little bit of clinicality.
Lohman. Composed in there from Simon. Buell, that's really good football. Now Stanway can spread it right where Bayern have an overload. Gwyn, touch lets her down, but they're still going here. Pernilla Harder, Gwyn. Wide now. Into Lohman. Stanway tries to play it through. That'll be cleared away by Williamson. And out of play for a runner. But I think that ball will hold and Bayern will have possession. Vigosdottir. Handsome. Patient in possession, Simon. And just giving it away. Poor pass. Arsenal can make good of this. Freedom Arnhem. Needs some support. Ford. And they've just hesitated again. They're just a little decision making and attacking areas for Arsenal. So that's letting them down.
It's just bizarre because Marlham's drove forwards there and then just got nothing. She just turns back and goes to forward.
That's a great ball from Caldente. Hansen though does so well to read it and flick it out of play for a corner.
Yeah, Bayern again. They're losing possession too cheaply in their own half. But this is a great vision to see the run of Blackstenius, but the ball, just being prodded out for a corner.
Yeah.
But overall, Bayern are struggling a little bit, to be honest. Arsenal have looked good. They haven't looked brilliant, and they definitely need to just look a bit sharper in attacking areas. But overall, it's not been too bad. They've got to keep this momentum building. They're starting to put a lot of pressure onto this Bayern Munich team.
So, corner now for Arsenal. McCabe having to argue with the liner that is indeed on the spot. And delivers it in towards the front post. It's a bit of a mess. Will it be turned home? No, it won't. It's cleared away. And again, Bayern just about get away with that one. Good ball in towards the front post. Thought someone for Arsenal might be able to get there. Bayern deal with it. And it's been... I don't know, I thought it had been slowed down because everyone for Arsenal was just walking back into position.
Yeah.
And the defender had stopped on the ball, but no. Fox. Williamson. Knocks it across to Lea Cadena. Zinsberger. Now Williamson. Caldente gets that under control well. Clara Buell runs into it. That's out now for an Arsenal throw. Fox. Cadena. McCabe. Waiting for... I don't know why she's not played that to Caitlin Ford. But here's Ford. And that's the issue. That's how Caldente ends up in that same position. Because rather than play it to the player that's in the wide area, McCabe just runs at them. So obviously to get out of the way, the wide player just drops deeper, and then McCabe plays to them when she realises she has nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Caldente loses that in possession, tries to commit the foul, but Buell is charging away from her. Plays it inside, Damjanovic. Yes.
Great tackle.
Yeah, that's really good from Valti, but I'm not sure what she's tried to do there. Got to keep going forwards, tries to turn. Was never going to work in there, Blackstenius. Going backwards. That looked like a great attack opportunity for Arsenal. They decided to go backwards.
Yeah.
Don't get it. Both sides being so hesitant at the moment.
Decision making is letting both teams down. But if they both keep making bad decisions, then nothing's going to happen from it. So, they're both getting away with it at the moment.
Well, unless they make bad decisions in defensive areas as well,
Maybe.
they might be in trouble. Little. Ryan says, hi, how you doing today? Good to see you, Ryan. Welcome to the stream. Fox. Williamson. Blackstenius.
No, that's silly from Blackstenius.
Poor control, and then she thought it was her ball.
She could have easily kept that on.
So this was the opportunity. It's just messy there at the front post. Crucial chance from Zadrazil.
Just not dealt with between Grahams and Stanway.
Well, Stanway, for some reason, looks like she's trying to leave it, but needs it away from Gruz.
Yeah.
Into the path of oncoming Arsenal attackers.
I think I'm guessing the keeper's said to leave it, but Stanway can't really get out of the way. She's on the near. You're on the near post for a reason.
Damjanovic. Zadrazil. Stanway. Nice pass to find Pernilla Harder. I think Damjanovic just got to make that wide run sooner. The overlapping run. Stanway. Zadrazil. Harder. Zadrazil. Lovely football. Gwyn there losing it. Made a good run forwards, then loses it. Arsenal trying to break away. Ford being hounded in possession. It is
pull back finish with tug.
Valti. Now Fox. Right, this is my first time watching a live stream. Well, welcome, Ryan. Good to see you. Here come Arsenal. McCabe. Now Freedom Arnhem. Ford delivers it in. That's cleared away.
I tell you what. I mean, we're only halfway through. We're only halfway through this first half. It's been a half where it feels like there's been opportunities for both sides to get involved and to have an impact on the game, and they're just not taking it at the moment.
Marnham. Nice football. Chance of Blackstonius, and it's saved wonderfully.
Flags.
I think he was flagged, as you say, for offside there anyway. But what a beautiful combination play from Arsenal. Poking through Blackstonius, who just tries to knock it past the keeper. But yeah, she made that run way too early.
Oh, it doesn't matter, yeah. But either way, she's offside both times. But it's better football from Arsenal. They're the kind of combinations they need to put together in attacking areas. You know, if they're insistent on trying to pass the ball into the goal, that's the kind of move they need to make.
Yeah. And Bayern need to stop letting them have central combinations. Sydney low man, that's poor. Just a rolled ball forward is never going to find its target in such a congested area. Here come Bayern, low man. Damjanovic has given up on that quite soon. I think she's letting it go because Gwyn is down injured.
Yeah, didn't quite see what happened here. Just lunges in on Ford and ends up coming worse off. Which isn't what you want to see. But yeah, 25 minutes gone. And a decent start to this game. I don't think it's been the best start to a game we're going to see tonight or in the UWCL, but it's been I think it definitely feels like there's potential to get goals tonight.
Yeah.
There very much is potential to get goals tonight.
Yeah, indeed. Yellowstone is saying someone with the exact same profile, name and photo has been here before, Ryan. Yeah, indeed. Welcome to the stream, Yellowstone. Good to see you. So 25 minutes gone. Who do you think's been the better side?
I think I have to say Arsenal. I think Bayern have just looked a little sloppy in possession and haven't really done much. I think they've looked a little bit reserved, especially when they don't have the ball. You know, they're not going after Arsenal. They're happy to let Arsenal, play with the ball. And the Gunners haven't got anything to show for it, but they have played some decent passages at times and can put some decent spells together. Just need to start threatening this Bayern side a little bit more, because I think if they put them under more pressure and they create more and more chances, they're going to get a goal eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so Gwyn just testing that ankle.
Yeah, just got trodden on actually when she won the ball off Ford, which is...
No malice or intent behind it, just a bit of a clumsy one, really.
And, an opportunity for both managers to speak their minds to their players halfway through, this first 45. Looks like Gwyn's going to be alright as well.
Yeah, seems to be moving freely as she walks off to the touchline. Yeah, we'll get back underway. And the Bayern fans getting the atmosphere going here in the SC Bayern Campus Platz 1. The best stadium in all of football.
Great ground.
I mean, to be fair, it is quite a nice stadium for what it is. Presumably it plays host to youth and...
Yeah. I mean,
it
beats Hamilton Athletic, so...
Hamilton Academical.
Sorry, yeah, Hamilton Academical.
That's where the Celtic 20 match was hosted last night. But yeah, Vigos.here, sorry. Well, no, she's going to let Gwyn take the throw.
Bayern, for me, they just need to get a foothold in this game. They haven't really. It does just feel like it could slip away from them. They need to just give themselves something to work with, I think.
Williamson. Trying to carry it forwards. And under a lot of pressure there.
What she's doing.
well to play out of it. But yeah, she just holds on to it way too long.
Yeah.
She's looking for the glory pass, that like wonderful ball in behind. You're not going to get that tonight, if I'm brutally honest.
Like a quarterback.
Yeah, the problem is this isn't NFL. You can't snap every 3 seconds and play a wonderful looped ball.
No.
Gwyn. Now low man. Ball forward into Harder. Justin says, do any women's teams gegenpress? Do any men's teams do it anymore? It's very difficult because I don't think there's many styles that are exactly gegenpress. Obviously, a lot of teams just press, but because a lot of teams want to play out from the back, they don't tend to play as transitional as gegenpressing is. But I think the closest thing to it would probably be Tottenham because of how aggressive in the men's game. I mean, because of how aggressive their pressing is. In the women's game, I mean, Arsenal isn't too far from it. I guess a lot of their stuff, they don't like when they don't have the ball. They do a lot of good pressing stuff. But when they have the ball, they try and play slow, and that's brilliant. And it's Bayern 0, Arsenal 1. It's a good ball into the box and delivered. Well, finished out, by Mariona Caldente. We spoke before stream how special players can have special moments like that. And Mariona Caldente with a very special moment for the Gunners. Bayern 0, Arsenal 1.
Yeah, Arsenal just creeping along that left-hand side, and it's come from nothing, just moving the ball up and eventually getting a nice little ball in. Caldente with a lovely bit of movement and just finds herself a yard of space to put home a good finish. But it's good play down the left.
Great ball from Katie McCabe. This is where Blackstenius is incredible because she makes this front post run there. It opens up. It draws that back line back.
Yeah.
Pushes them back and it opens up that space in the pocket there. Just behind that back line for Mariona Caldente, who has then the time to finish off that opportunity.
And that's what happens when everyone in an Arsenal shirt gets it right. You had Ford, who played the ball to McCabe, but she was literally on the touchline. McCabe then has the space to run into. She goes to the byline, cuts it back. Blackstenius makes the dummy run and Caldente can follow in.
And that's what we need to see on that left-hand side, is whoever's playing in that left wing position not dropping into left back and McCabe not running at them.
Yeah.
Low man doing well. Kadina goes down for the challenge and gets up incredibly quickly. Zadrazil.
And I mean, it's actually, because usually you see the player
trying to take on Ford, claims she's dragged down there. Liner and Ref hearing nothing.
But usually you see the player obviously will cut inside and the fullback goes overlap. But the fact that Ford there actually went as wide as she possibly could go and then gave McCabe the space to go down, cut her inside.
Yeah, Williamson.
That's a big goal, much needed goal. It was a goal that you felt was coming in this game. 31 minutes through. And Arsenal, I think they deserve that goal, definitely.
Yeah, they've been the better side. They've just not had that final third decision making. They've not been very decisive in the final third. Obviously not. But yeah, we saw them there cut through for Brian down the left hand side and deliver a good ball into the box. Fox with a bit of an aimless pass centrally. Stanway, lovely ball roll to get past Frida Marnham. And well, the skills are all coming out here as Lohman nutmegs Ford, takes it past her.
That was a lazy tackle from Ford. Because she kind of ran over to Lohman, stuck the leg out and went, that'll do. Yeah. No conviction or a real attempt behind that tackle. But Arsenal got the goal. That's the main thing.
I love the aggression behind this Arsenal pressing structure as well.
I mean, to be honest, it looks like Bayern are stuck.
Because it's a 2-3 to match up against the fact that Bayern they've got a fullback, but they're not, because they're pushing those fullbacks slightly higher, so it means the wingers can just sit on them.
Yeah.
And then they push Marnham up with Blackstenius, so they push on both centre halves. But because obviously one centre half's going to have the ball, you don't go hell for leather there. You just you mark the space.
Yeah.
So they're just covering off the options there. And stopping those forward passes.
Yeah, it's smart and it's working very well. And once again, Arsenal prove that against big sides, they know how to play.
Yeah, I mean, they keep winning the ball high at the pitch from that press, and then the decision making just lets them down. They end up not finishing.
Because you can't press like this against sides who are in the penalty area. Because what you're going to do, you're going to win it back, and they're all still going to be there. There's no reward from it. When you play against elite sides, if you win the ball back out the pitch, you can take advantage because they've got less players back.
Caldente scrapping away for the ball. Stanway wins it back. Now they'll look to play out, forced down, and that will be a foul on Pernilla Harder.
Yeah, 2 in there. Caldente with the first, and then was it Cadena with the second? I think.
Yeah, I believe so.
Just battling in there, loses out. Fox in there with a push as well on Stanway. Quite a few fouls in there. But Bayern have, for me, they still haven't really got going.
Yeah.
And I think now it'll be looking towards getting to half-time at only 1-0 down, and then regrouping and going again, and hopefully finding their mojo in the second half.
Cadena. Now McCabe. Vouty back to Cadena. Arsenal look to build up again. Williamson. Zinsberger. Now Katie McCabe. Carrying it forwards, McCabe. Here's Frida Marnham. McCabe will make the run beyond, and Marnham's pass not enough on it. Bayern win it back. So can't try and come forwards, but Lohman unable to keep that in touch. Arsenal in possession. Ford unable to hold on to it. Good
Correct.
challenge in there. Sorry, Caldente. Fox. Vouty. Fox. Williamson. Now Lea Vouty. And Arsenal looking to come forwards now. Ford. Lit up. That's a big challenge on Marnham, but she rides it well. Loses possession though, and here come Bayern. Pernilla Harder. That's a really good challenge from Vouty there. She just waits. She jumps too early there. Harder will make the movement. She goes too late. Harder's already passed her, but she just gets that spot on. Knows when to engage.
Yeah.
Wins it back. Yeton says during half time the chat should do 3 times 10 push-ups for health. I've already done mine today. For the rest of you.
I did this morning.
Oh, alright, actually, yeah, that's down. I did 6:20 ones. So that was good.
You did 6 sets of 20 push-ups.
Yeah.
Wow.
Doubled it.
That's pretty impressive.
Thank you. All a day's work, mate. 120 press-ups. Easy stuff. Here come Arsenal again. Ford. Tries to find Caldente on the edge of the box. Smashed away, though, by Zadrazil. Williamson. Good delivery. Flicked in the air by Frida Marnham.
Bizarre effort.
Yeah, I'm not sure why she tried to touch it. That might have bounced through to Ford. But again, it's just very forced by Williamson.
Yeah. Try and, I mean, they're both Marnham's offside, but that's, you're 1-0 up. Just play the pass out wide and play the move. Work the move.
Buell. Harder. Here is Gilia Guin. Low man. Trying to find Guin. That's going to roll out.
But that whole move was let down by 2 passes in there, which were just behind their target. And this is what I mean by Bayern haven't really got going. Is there was just 2 passes in there, which meant that the person receiving the ball had to go back on themselves, which just immediately slows down the move. It makes it more clunky, and it allows Arsenal to get set. And then suddenly you've lost the move. Bayern just need to start moving it, at a higher pace and a higher quality.
Yeah, indeed. Williamson. Celso Vasconcelos says, indeed. It's a thought-provoking first 45 minutes here in Munich.
Yes.
We also forgot to remind you when it was officially evening, but it definitely is now, as the sun has set here on the Champions League action. Out of play by a throw. Arsenal have two settings, either ridiculously overplaying every pass or being so safe in possession.
Yeah.
There's just no in between. They never play, oh, there's a little bit of risk here, let's take it and then see what happens. It's either, well, this has like a 1% chance of happening, so let's try it. Or, now we'll just play it safe.
Yeah, I think...
So that's the result.
Harder.
Simon. Damjanovic. Sorry, Clara Buell. Here's Stanway. Nice exchange of passes, just waiting for some support. Ball over the top hasn't quite worked out. Gwyn wins it on the edge, it's brought down. It is Sidney Lohman.
This is what Bayern need, just a little bit of control. Get themselves back in this game. Wondered who Harder was flicking it to there. But they've got Arsenal back in their own half now. They haven't managed to do anything with it.
Ball forward from Cadena. Blacksands just tries to get a flick on and can't. Now back with Handsome. Simon. Arsenal want to come down the left-hand side. Ball lifted in over the top. Brought down in there. Free kick. And Cadena could be in trouble. It's only a yellow card for the Spaniard.
Risky. That is risky from Cadena.
In that sort of area, you do run the risk. I think she was just about covered by Leah Williamson there for the red card.
Yeah, I think it would have been dubious to think that Bayern were that it's a good ball.
I think she's in. I think she's in. I think Williamson's close enough that I can see why they're getting a red, but I don't think she gets across.
I think it's more that the work to do as well. I don't think you can clearly say that Harder's going to get to that ball before Williamson or Zinsberger.
Yeah, that much is true as well. Clara Buell tries to head on there, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Will be kept alive here by Hansen, but that's a lacklustre pass.
Good spell from Bayern Munich. This 5 minutes of really getting themselves into this game.
Clara Buell now looking to come forwards, and that's one back by Arsenal, and able to keep it in play.
Look at the pace of him there, by the way. As soon as Clara Buell touched that ball, I felt like the game, the game would just hit into ×2 speed. The way she moves,
they need to get her involved more. She's just been a bit quiet so far this evening. Damjanovic holds it up nicely. Tries to execute a ball to Harder to Gwyn. Great chance for Bayern. Big save from Zinsberger. Headed away in there by Fox. Buell will keep it alive. Dangerous in there from Kalate, going in like that. Ball in. Headed up in the air again. Cleared away by Marnham. Bayern piling the pressure on the Gunners here.
Arsenal feeling it. Good save from Zinsberger in there to keep this at 1-0.
Simon. Ball inside. Stanway. Ball out wide. Buell looks to take on Fox. And again, she does really well as that left the pitch. Bayern gas, and it's a corner.
And there's just a bit of zip about this Bayern side now. The way they're moving the ball, just a lot more pace behind it.
They've realised with 3 minutes to go. Ramp the pressure on. McCabe gets absolutely solved here. Falls over. And Gwyn, if it weren't for the brilliant stop of Manuela Zinsberger, would have drawn this game levels. McCabe caught out. Cadena did well as well to try and help save her bacon.
And again, these clearances from Arsenal are not getting themselves out very far. They're getting edge of the area, if that. They're keeping themselves under pressure.
And that's a ball into the box. Headed on target. That's a goal. And they're levelling this game. Bayern 1, Arsenal 1. Brilliant header. I think it was Voges-Dottir in there, who'd stayed up from the previous corner. And that's a brilliant header. Bayern draw level in this game. And they piled on the pressure to end the half, and Arsenal succumbed to it. Excellent stuff from the Bavarians.
Yeah, brilliant. As we said, it was just a brilliant spell from Bayern. Last 5-10 minutes, they really kicked into gear, Again, Arsenal just don't deal with it. They're all sat in their own penalty area while Bayern move it around the edge of the area. It's a lovely ball in. And Blackstenius just it's not the player you want in that scenario. She gets beaten in the air way too easily.
But she shouldn't be.
No, she shouldn't.
Vigos got it. Incredibly tall.
That's a brilliant header. It's a great ball in from Stanway. That's a superb ball. That's a brilliant header.
Blackstenius just gets absolutely bullied in the air there.
And that is a deserved goal. Bayern Munich have looked really strong in the last 5 minutes.
Really positive end of the half for Bayern. But Arsenal, could they sting back immediately? Freedom Arnhem takes aim and it's to the gloves of Gross. Ryzen says, Bayern just seem like they want it more. Last few minutes, that intensity's just turned up a notch. And that's the difference between the two sides. Arsenal were coasting into the break with a 1-0 advantage. Bayern realised there was an opportunity there and they took it. Yeah. And you noticed it at first with that Clara Biel. She just looked up for it suddenly. And they sprung into life. Well, they've got to be careful here though, because Arsenal looking to end the half strong. Little. Now Emily Fox. Trying to drag players towards her and over, finding a forward pass. Leah Valti now though, lovely lifted pass into Kim Little. Little chests it down, finds McCabe. McCabe could have played that first time down the line, will deliver it instead though into the box. It's over everyone though. An ambitious ball in from Katie McCabe.
A very good spell from Bayern, but it felt like Arsenal allowed it to happen. They just, they got the goal, and since the goal really, it's just been a little bit flat. It feels like Arsenal have gone, okay, we've scored the goal, now we'll just sit back. Yeah. Now we're happy. Done the hard bit, let's just hold on, and that doesn't work in the Champions League.
Yeah, indeed, and it's been indicated there'll be 3 additional minutes in this first half, and remember 3 minutes of additional time.
Yeah, a very big goal, a crucial goal in this first half. Bayern weren't at the races for 35 minutes, and then suddenly something just clicked. They moved it, and they upped the standard incredibly.
Yeah. Also, I didn't really notice this yet, but that's not Bayern's home kit, is it?
No.
So both sides are having to use their away kit today.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an odd one. Is it because the goalkeeper kit for Arsenal's away shirt is pink, and that'll be too close to the Bayern red?
Yeah. No, that's exactly it.
And I'm guessing because the Arsenal goalkeeper shirt is green, the home one. No, it's yellow. So why not just use that? Anyway. I just observed that.
Yeah.
Arsenal in possession. McCabe. Now Marnham, ball down the line. And that's something for Blackstone to chase. She goes down, but it's flagged up. I thought when the referee blew a whistle, she's about to point to the spot, and I was going to be...
The flag saved the ref there, because the ref didn't have to make the decision.
Yeah. I don't think that could ever be a penalty.
I didn't really. I
just running behind her.
I didn't really see it. And I don't think the referee saw it. I think anyone was really paying attention. But yeah, only a minute left now of what has been a half that Arsenal have been in control of for the majority of it.
Yeah.
And then just let it slip last 10 minutes.
Half time in Sweden, by the way. Hammarby still up by a goal to 0 against SNK St Paulton. Good start for Hammarby. Wouldn't it be incredible if they could progress in this tournament?
I would be. That'd be an incredible upset. Does that mean you've lost one of Man City or Barcelona?
Hopefully. Barcelona. That's the only reason I want City to go far. No, not far in this competition. I just want them to get out of the group. Because then there is a chance Barca have it.
Join us later. Man City, Barcelona.
Indeed.
That's going to be a brilliant game.
We're still saying maybe the home kit was still in the laundry. Maybe. But I don't have any home shirts available. Ball lifted for us, looking for Damjanovic.
Flag will go up, yeah.
But indeed, the flag does go up. Damjanovic has not been informed of this, though. She keeps going, but does eventually realise.
Yeah. Didn't watch her run at all there. Very... Ooh.
That was tighter than it looked on first view.
Bit tighter than... Yeah.
Arsenal coming forwards with that. Will ends the half. Bayern 1, Arsenal 1. Arsenal in Well, the dominant side for a large portion of that. But the last 10 minutes there, Bayern came into life, kicked into gear, and levelled up the tie. But yeah, interesting match so far, Harry.
Yeah, very much so. I think it's been an interesting game. I think first 10-15 minutes, neither side really got going. We then saw Arsenal they came into the game, they got on the ball, they played their football, they really took control of the game, and obviously they got their goal. It was a very well taken goal by Caldente. And then after that goal, it just felt like Arsenal relaxed. Bayern went, okay, let's strike. And Bayern's standard went from here to suddenly sky high. And they looked absolutely superb in that last 5-10 minutes. And if they play like that in the second half, this is going to be very, very difficult for Arsenal. But it's hard to say. We've only seen 10 minutes of Bayern at their best. When they were at their best, they got their goal. So it's very hard to judge, where it stands. But it was a half where, very slow to start. Then Arsenal had their control of the play. Then Bayern had theirs, and we're level at 1-1, which for me is a fair reflection on what we've seen.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. It's a really good analysis. I think Arsenal again showing a lack of potency in front of goal. I think the chances, they've had more chances than Bayern, 4 shots on target, 5 in total to Bayern's 3 on target, 3 in total. I think Arsenal they've had more chances. I think they've had better quality chances.
Yeah,
probably should have done more with the opportunities they have had. But yeah, tight affair so far. I think that if this continues into the second half, it'll be interesting to see who can get grip of the game as we get back into the action, because I think at the end of the half there, Bayern started to look really strong. If they continue in that manner, I think this is their game for the taking, really. But yeah, been a close one so far. Arsenal putting up a good fight. I'm going to go take a quick break and then we'll return and give our thoughts on the first half. But obviously, in the meantime, feel free to give your thoughts.
Yeah, very much so. I think that what we've learned is, as we said before the game, you can't. We didn't know what to expect from today's match. Both sides, played very, very. Both sides hadn't played each other in a long time, and that means that we didn't know what was going to happen today. But what we've learned from the first half is nothing really, because they both had their spells, and it was very, very competitive. And I think it's hard to predict where we're going to go in the second half now, because will Arsenal retake control of this game? Will they, get back on the ball, start playing their football, and start to put Bayern Munich back under pressure? Or, will we see Bayern Munich, continue where they left off in that first half? And will they deliver, a very high quality performance where they're moving the ball around with pace and they're really attacking Arsenal? I'll be intrigued to find out, because that was a really, really good half, and overall, it was an even half, but both sides had their passages of dominance, and that is why we're level at half time, because it was really good to see. I think, back in the back in the Champions League, and we've had a brilliant Matchweek 1 so far, and this game is definitely delivering as well. And I think that it's what you want to see. You want to see these games be close. Realistically, these two sides will be the ones fighting for top position in the group. So whoever gets the points across the line tonight is absolutely crucial. And if they were to draw, then suddenly Juventus have got a massive opportunity to strike and to take the top of the group. So every point matters. Big 45 minutes coming up. Both sides have got to deliver. Both sides have got to turn up, because if they don't, they can find themselves already on the back foot, and you never want to be on the back foot this early into a competition. So, yeah, definitely a lot to look forward to in the second half. It definitely feels that this is definitely not a foregone conclusion. I think we came into this, we knew that despite the poor performance on Sunday, that Arsenal were going to turn up today and were going to play well. They play well against elite, higher quality sides, because of the way they're tactically set up. They like to go in behind. They like to play against a high line, and teams like Bayern Munich do that. The elite sides do play of a high line, and we have seen Arsenal try and exploit that at times. We've seen a few attempts at playing the ball over the top into Blackstenius, and they're giving it a good go. Arsenal, I do think Bayern have dealt well, because I think what they're doing, which is really smart, is that they're mixing it up into, and by that I mean they're not like sitting in a low block for 45 minutes, but they're not playing a ridiculously high line. When they get the ball, they take the opportunity and they get up and they get forwards. But when they lose it, that line just drops a little bit deeper. And what that does is that stops that ball over the top. And if they do play the ball over the top, then it doesn't work, because Bayern are deep enough and they're going to win the ball back and they're going to turn it over. So it's definitely been a really smart 45 from Bayern. The reason it didn't work to start with is because they didn't get going, and for me that was completely down to personnel. The players were just not fired up, but suddenly, as soon as they conceded, something clicked and the performance was superb, and they realised that they needed to up their game. They needed to show that they can challenge Arsenal, that they can get something from the game, and as we saw, it paid off massively, and they got their goal for it. And I think that goal was a lovely piece of play. It was a corner. They put Arsenal under consistent pressure. They caused them problems. Then they had a corner. The corner wasn't really dealt with. Arsenal didn't get out their own penalty area. Bayern knocked it around the edge of the area. We then saw, Georgia Stanway with a phenomenal assist, a brilliant ball into the penalty area, and a really good header at the back post. And Bayern Munich, for me, they deserved that goal just on the way they played in that final 10 minutes. But they're playing their opponent really well, and that's exactly what you want to see in the Champions League. Teams adjusting to who they're playing, and that is why they're managing to challenge Arsenal tonight. Because if they played like every other elite team, I think they'd struggle, because Arsenal would just go over the top, they'd put them under pressure, they'd get Blackstenius in behind, and they'd score loads of goals. But Bayern are doing very well just to nullify that threat that we usually see that Arsenal carry. Obviously, talk about Bayern goal, didn't talk about the Arsenal goal. A really well taken goal, and it was the first time in the game where we'd seen all the Arsenal players do everything right that they needed to do in their system. Ford got really wide. That allowed McCabe to make the run beyond. Ford then played the run into McCabe, who went all the way to the byline, who then managed to cut it back into the penalty area where there was loads of space because Blackstenius had made a dummy run to the near post. And in that loads of space was one of the best wingers in the world, Mariona Caldente, and she was never going to miss from there. And it was a really good piece of play. All the components of the Arsenal move were spot on, and they scored from it. And it's the first time we've seen that in a long time. To be honest, we haven't seen that move from Arsenal too often this season.
Yeah, it actually worked, which is a surprise for Arsenal. Their attack's been somewhat dysfunctional. I think a lot of the opportunities they've had haven't come from those situations where Bayern was set in their defence. A lot of Arsenal's attacks, or better attacks, come from transitional moments. So good to see from an Arsenal perspective. News says to beat Arsenal you need to score 3 goals away, because at home they are a different animal. True, I think Chelsea-Arsenal should be really interesting this Saturday. I think Arsenal really like playing against teams that play a high line, especially teams like Chelsea, who have a very limited rest defence. We've seen recently, both fullbacks getting forward at times does leave them very exposed. Yeah,
and that is something that Arsenal would love to see on Saturday. I'd like to think that Sonia Bonpastor will probably be wise to it, but maybe not. We'll find out.
Yeah, Yi Chen saying, by the way, what happened to Wolfsburg? What did happen to Wolfsburg?
They lost 1-0 to Roma last night.
Did they? I thought I saw and it was 1-0 Wolfsburg. So no idea what I saw, but it's 1-0 Roma. Yeah, it's not a giant surprise. Roma are a good team, but yeah, I think it's more that the Wolfsburg. It's not that Wolfsburg are bad, just that Roma are people underestimate Roma. Look at some of the players in that squad. You've got Dragoni, you have Giuliano, who obviously scored the goal. They've got a really good team. So I think are some really good players. So I'm not hugely surprised to see that. But Wolfsburg did go into that as favourites and lost. So it's always going to be something interesting to talk about. I think it just shows that there is so much quality now, especially like if you take out Chelsea, Barca, Lyon from the equation, I think the Champions League would be incredible. I have no idea who's going to win it. The issue is those 3 sides are just so strong and so consistent that it's really difficult to envision anyone else winning it. But yeah, it's been interesting. Maybe we will see a shock winner this year. You never know.
Exactly. Every year is the best year for a shock winner.
Yeah. And Lucky's saying Ford and McCabe have been amazing. Little losing the ball a lot. Yeah, I thought McCabe was frustrating me in the early stages because Ford was making the right sort of movement and McCabe would just run into her and then Ford would have to drop back into left back, which is what we've seen Canada and Tay do all year.
Yeah.
But eventually McCabe stopped doing that and they started to have so much joy down that left-hand side, unsurprisingly. So, yeah, it's been interesting to watch, which weren't really well down that left-hand side. I agree with you. I don't think Kim Little's played particularly well. Again, they massively missed someone like Victoria Pelova in there and her ability to recycle the football, her ability to pick out a pass. They massively, missed that.
Yeah, very much so, and it's going to be hard to cope with for the foreseeable future. Also you got Cooney Cross on the bench. Who does she do that job better than Little does? I don't think it's I like Cooney Cross, obviously. I think she's a very, very good player, but not in that role. I don't think she's much of an improvement on Little. So for Arsenal, it feels like they kind of have to hope that Little gets used to playing deeper, or they're gonna have to just put up with it for a while.
Yeah. PC, I'm saying, but maybe I'm saying this wrong, but for me, Kim Little is very error prone at the moment, so she's not in shape yet. Maybe bring on Cooney Cross. I think the issue is Little's not a defensive midfielder.
No.
Very good player, but she's not. She simply isn't a defensive midfielder. I think it's, we're seeing her in that role, and when she doesn't have that time, and the issue is if she lost the ball as an attack midfielder, then a lot of the time that's okay. Attack midfielders lose the ball all the time. The other team come forwards. Yeah, not a huge issue. If you lose the ball as a defensive midfielder, that can leave your team in a lot of trouble. And I think just. Little is a brilliant player, but as she's got old, she has just lost that ability to get herself out of trouble.
Yeah,
a bit. But still a very good player. I just don't think she's very suited to playing that defensive midfield role, especially in a big game like this. I think if you've got a situation where they are, where they're playing a smaller side, then you can probably play Little or play a bit more aggressive with it. But I think in a game like this, you'd rather have someone a bit more secure in possession. And Duncan says the different animal can't beat Everton at home, though. Was that at home, was it? That's an even more embarrassing result for Arsenal. But yeah, they've had a bit of a weird start to the season because I thought they should have beaten City by a good few goals. And then they just couldn't score for a while against Leicester before Marnham's goal, and they just couldn't score against Everton. So, again, it just seems to be the same issues we've seen come up time and time again. They can't break down low blocks.
If they win tonight and they beat Chelsea on Saturday, then suddenly, it's a completely different story. And that's why football is so good, because two games you can go from having a weird and tough start to the season to having a brilliant one.
Yeah, indeed. New says, after watching the two English sides, you guys still have them as favourites over Barca. I wouldn't. I don't think I've ever said they're favourites. I think that it's very close between Chelsea, Lyon, and Barca. And I'm always going to side with Chelsea, of course. I still think Barca are the clear favourites. I'm not sure if I have said at any point Chelsea are favourites, but yeah, I think they are. It's going to be really close this year.
I think watching Barca tonight against City is huge because
I don't think they've been tested yet.
They haven't. Chelsea have been tested and have proven they've got work to do. Last night was a big example of that. Clearly got work. So Sonny Bombastor still has work to do at Chelsea. Still a lot of things to iron out. I'll be intrigued to see what happens tonight. If City cause Barcelona problems, then suddenly we're saying the same thing. And Lyon, they play Galatasaray, so it's really hard to tell what's going, how they're doing. But we know who on paper the front runners are going to be, but that doesn't always translate to what happens on the pitch. And it's hard to say after one match week.
Yeah, Alex saying, how was your experience yesterday at the Bridge? Murray was also there. It's a good game of football. I don't think Chelsea were brilliant. No, he didn't sit next to us top early, surprisingly. But no, the atmosphere wasn't brilliant. Obviously, it wasn't very well attended because they only had 2 weeks to sell tickets.
Yeah.
So it wasn't one that was hugely attended. It just felt like a lot of the core fans and the fans that wanted to chant were too spread across the stand. And obviously you had a lot of people there who perhaps don't go that often, don't know the chants and stuff. So the atmosphere wasn't fantastic, but it was still a good game, still had fun. I'm hoping for, well, obviously Saturday it's Arsenal-Chelsea. I'd like to think in the away end it's going to be a lot of people who are diehard Chelsea fans. So hopefully we can bring the atmosphere at the Emirates. And it should be good.
Yeah.
Obviously Champions League games going forward as well. I think they will be more heavily attended, the other games, because there's more time for people to get those tickets. Edmund says move Williamson to midfield instead. Yichen wants to see Leia there, and Alex G wants to see wants to see Leia in defensive midfield. That is hell of a shout. I would say don't give either of our any ideas, but maybe that's what we'll see happen.
Maybe
that would allow you to have Ruben White and Williamson in the same side,
and maybe a little bit more defensive in that pivot.
Potentially. Anyway, it'll be Bayern to get us back underway in this one then. I don't know why DAZN focusing on the ref before the start.
Yeah.
So closely, but it is Bayern to get us back underway. Pernilla Harder knocks it back. So we have another 45 minutes of Champions League football here in Munich. Hansen, Simon. And that ball goes over the top, and Pernilla Harder will give chase here up against Lea Cadena. And that's a strike from range! Out of nowhere, really. Bayern brought it forward, so it fell to Simon. And she's just struck that wonderfully, but just past the 5 metres. It's a corner, so it must have taken a nick off an Arsenal player in there.
Well struck, we'll find out here. Just runs onto it, hits it brilliantly.
It's Zinsberger. That's a save from Zinsberger, I think.
Yeah, it looks to be. A really good effort and a good save from the keeper. But Bayern starting fast, picking up where they left off in that first half, and wanting to put Arsenal under more pressure.
Ball into the box, then towards the back post. It's a bit messy and no one can turn it in for Bayern. Cleared away by Arsenal. Bayern claim for handball, but the referee's not paying much attention to that call. Here is Simon. Knocks it back, everyone out of position momentarily. For Bayern, Hansen will go home as they look to regroup. Gruz. Hansen again. Bayern looking to come forwards here. Goes back to Hansen. Alex saying Shoka was class yesterday. In my opinion, I think she's already very important for Sonia. Yeah, no surprises really. I thought that she is so important. I think a fantastic player. We saw that last season. Such a versatile player as well, able to play so many different positions. Proves incredibly useful.
Yeah.
Simon tries to play over the top and it's in. Harder's in behind. Can she beat the goalkeeper? No, Zinsberger quick off her line. But that's a great ball in and, well, Bayern already threatening.
Yeah.
Dean, there is a foul from Zadrazil on Stina Black-Stenius. Valti. Little. Now, Emily Fox. Ball down the line. Caldense wants to turn her marker. Can't. Goes backwards. Williamson. And they've lost possession in their Arsenal, but they do win it back quickly. Good challenge from Caldense. Valti knocks it wide. Ford creating the width. Finds Katie McCabe in the box. McCabe tried to do too much though and runs it off.
Yeah. Fast start to the second half though. Both sides wanting to get going early and try and find a leading goal.
Yeah. Ryzen says, we'd love to know which outfield player Sonia had in mind to go and goal if Z got injured. Glad we didn't find out, but so curious. Yeah, obviously that was a bit of a weird situation. Hannah Hampton named on the starting lineup, then she was taken ill just before kick-off. So obviously Zakira Musovic came in and played. But
surely Millie Bright.
I'm sure she'll do a good job. Lehman tries to bring it forwards. It's one back. Going to fall for Zadrazil. Now, Gilia Gwym. Stanway. Nice footwork. Forced backwards though to Vigos Dottir. Nice exchange of passes. Zadra Zil tries to play it forward. And that is a good ball forwards. Gwyn just really hard to keep that in play. Zadra Zil. Swung in by Lohman towards the back post. Header on target. No, it's not. It's just wide.
Behind a knocking.
Yeah, Pernilla harder with that one. Just nodded past the far post.
Does the right thing. Not a bad header. Tries to go across the goalkeeper and just can't find the corner. Another lovely ball in. This time from Lohman. Header's not terrible. Zinsberger was scurrying. Bayern started this second half very well. They look sharp. They look up for it.
Yeah. Ryzen says Shockers played everywhere else. Maybe her. Yeah. Indeed. Complete all 11 positions then. McCabe goes to Kadina. Bayern trying to play out. Here's Kim Little. That's a great ball forwards. And then a ball in behind. But Gwyn will see that back to our goalkeeper, Gruz. And they're all right. So yeah, I mean, it feels like more than 5 minutes has gone in this second half.
Yeah.
High energy start to this game. Not to the second half, I mean. Gruz under a bit of pressure there from Blackstenius. Handsome lifts a pass into Lohman. Zadra Zil. This is the issue with Arsenal's aggressive pressing structure. Is if you get through it, you're in. And here come Bayern. Kadina just trying to see it wide. We'll put the passes back to Gwyn. Vigos Dottir gives it to Hansen. Back to Vigos Dottir. Now Stanway. Again forced backwards. Ford. Vouty. McCabe. Here's Vouty again. Just being forced backwards. Lohman knocks out of play.
Yeah, it feels even. It feels more even than, it feels even, but both sides are playing well.
McCabe finds Zinsberger. Arsenal bringing that ball forwards. It's a great pass into Stina Blackstenius. Kim Little. Now Williamson, Valty. That's a ball over the top looking for Blackstenius. That's going to run out of play for a Bayern goal kick. Not really the space to try and do that there.
No.
That ball in behind from Williamson. I mean, someone alluded to it earlier in the stream, but that pass thing, it just hasn't been crisp enough from Leah Williamson, in my opinion.
That ball, he's got. If you're going to play the outstanding pass, the ball has to be more accurate.
Yeah. Alex says, are you guys also at the Emirates on Saturday, and what do you expect? Yes, we are going to the Emirates on Saturday for Arsenal versus Chelsea. I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think that Arsenal will be strong. They are a good side. I think it'll be very difficult for Chelsea. I don't like to give predictions to games that we're going to. But yeah. Should be interesting. Should be very interesting. Just don't think Chelsea are fully up to speed yet, which is a shame. I think a fully firing, fully functioning Chelsea team beat Arsenal.
It'll be a tough game. Really tough game.
Be interesting to see that. McCabe. Kadina. Valty. To McCabe. And the frustrating thing is, obviously, a win for Arsenal would only put them a point above Chelsea. Or 2 points above Chelsea. But Chelsea have a game in hand. But the issue is the gap between Chelsea and City becomes massive, and Chelsea likely won't play the rearranged fixture against Manchester United until the new year.
No.
They're probably going to have to rearrange the Leicester game in December due to another poor bit of scheduling from the WPLL. Truly poor stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yichen says Man City's on to bench Keating again. Ridiculous.
Wow.
That is an interesting call. Might have a look at those lineups in a second. Duncan saying time for the other two Lionesses to come on. For Arsenal, what, Beth Mead and Wubben-Moy?
Russo.
Chance, and there we go. It's a good save. Strike again from Simon Plainwell. Yeah, that's probably the one. Not Wubben-Moy. Could also be... What's they got on the bench? Reed.
Young Lioness.
Fred Godfrey. Vivian
yeah.
Leah. That's a few too many subs to do all in one.
Yeah. But Bayern are knocking Arsenal. They're not playing badly, but it just feels like they are just hanging in there a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, Bayern have now had more shots. They've completely flipped that since half time. It was 5 shots to 3 in Arsenal's favour. It's now 6 shots to 5 in Bayern. Arsenal yet to have a shot in the second half. Bayern had 3.
Gwyn. Yeah, that is weird. Arsenal struggling in the second half.
Georgia Stanway's been brilliant tonight.
Yeah.
Just incredible. Every pass has been
she's
quality.
playing a really deep role, which is where I thought, I think she'd struggle in that sort of role based on how she's played for England, but she's looked really comfortable there.
Yeah.
She's been dropping in between the centre halves to receive the ball. She's really good at receiving under pressure as well. She's well suited to the role. I mean, she's never going to play it for England because Kira Walsh exists, but it's interesting to see. Here come Bayern then.
Ooh.
Great stuff from Clara Buell there to skip past the challenge. She's got options left and right. Goes to Lohman, opens up her body to shoot. It's in! Bayern 2, Arsenal 1. A quick breakaway. And Bayern hit back and take the lead for the first time in this game. Bayern 2, Arsenal 1. Comeback for now is complete. Brilliant stuff. Buell raced away the ball, flicked past an opposition defender, put in a rope challenge. The ball went right to Lohman. Really nice pass. Good way to pass. Lohman got out of her feet, struck it well into the back of the net.
Yeah, what a second half for Bayern Munich. They've really turned the game on its head. I think they ended the first half playing brilliantly, and they've just carried that on into the second 45. They've just looked a step ahead of Arsenal, and this counter-attacking move sums it all up. It's brilliant play. Every decision's the right one. Buell does brilliantly to bring it forward. It's the right pass to go to the right-hand side to Lohman, whose first touch sets her up superbly just to drive the shot past Zinsberger. Doesn't stand a chance. It's a brilliant effort. Arsenal can't do anything. Once Bayern are breaking away, they just can't be stopped.
Yeah.
There's nothing that any of the defenders, they were hung to dry by the fact that the rest of the team lost the ball so high up the pitch, and Bayern straight again, and they deserve it. They've been absolutely brilliant. Since they conceded in the 30th minute, they've been the better side by quite far.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, that they'd lost the ball and they were left exposed there, that Arsenal backline, but for me, McCabe has got to get tighter to load, man. You know where that ball's going. I think that's got to be better. And Zinsberger, that's your near post. But I get it's a difficult one to save, but that's what you cover as a goalkeeper. She just seems to be expecting that ball to come across the goal, and then when she fires it to near post, she reacts too late.
And Arsenal, it's just, I don't know what, they're kind of, they were playing well, they scored the goal, and then as soon as Bayern upped the ante and started playing better, Arsenal have kind of just been taken away. Yeah.
Indeed, that's lovely from Lohman.
Again, superb. Bayern's midfield have got it spot. The midfield three have all been brilliant.
But it's exactly what we saw against Herken, where once Arsenal try and put too much pressure on, there is space to exploit in behind. And if I'm honest, I think in transition, they don't really have a left back. We saw it against Herken, we saw it again here. Arsenal will get caught out by a ball over to that side because I don't think McCabe's the best defender. That's a fantastic ball. Harder can't get it down.
I'll tell you what, if Penina Harder had trapped that, Arsenal were in big trouble. Yeah. That is an incredible pass. Perfectly weighted. And I've put a lot of money on Penina Harder bringing that down and having a shot.
Here's McCabe.
There's still time for Arsenal to get back in this game, but all the momentum and all the, the energy is behind Bayern Munich at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, completely agree. I think Arsenal now just look deflated.
Yeah.
They desperately need another goal, but there's just no energy out there
For me, if Bayern get another, this game's done. Because I don't think Arsenal would have it in them to score 2 goals in... It would probably be, it depends how many minutes left. This is brilliant from Ford, though. What a drive.
Ball in, Blackstenius tries to play it to the edge. It's a tussle. Just off possession, they lose the ball.
Ford does brilliantly to go down the left-hand side. You want to be able to play that ball in to your striker, who then has a shot. But the way the move works, Blackstenius has to turn back and she's holding it up on the 6-yard line. That's not where you want your striker holding the ball up. It's way too high to be holding the ball up in that position.
Yeah. FL Bailey says Keating is the new Roebuck. I don't know what Taylor's doing there, if I'm honest. I think Keating's a much better goalkeeper. I think Yamashita is great in possession, but are Man City going to be playing on the halfway line tonight?
What's bizarre...
And if they are, what a brilliant game we're in for.
Is he's not even rotating them?
Well, Keating played the Champions League qualifiers, which made me think, they're going to just give her Champions League and they're giving Yamashita the league or something like that. But no.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I think Yamashita's really good with the ball at her feet, but everything I've seen so far suggests her shot stop ability. I mean, you've only got to look at the goal from the weekend that didn't stand.
Yeah.
Asayi's goal.
And again,
she's gone dived complete wrong way.
It's Barcelona. Every shot's going to go in.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll fight. Join us for that one.
Maybe she'll show up, but I just don't think she's looked particularly comfortable so far.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say. Kick-off is 54 minutes away. We've still got half an hour here, so... Quick turnaround this evening. Here is Sidney Lohman. Ball into the box. Headed down by Harder. No one there to meet it. Much to the relief of the Arsenal backline, who just switched off to that move. And Arsenal try and play out, but it's not going to work out.
I think that is the case. It's that they have... Arsenal just... It just feels like they're one step behind Bayern. And, if you put it into relative terms, it's like Bayern do something, and then Arsenal react to it. But by the time they've reacted to it, Bayern they're already moving on to the next step. And, like that move there. They're reacting to Harder flicking it on. No one was dealing with the ball if someone was there.
They're getting over at the moment, and Idabao is not reacting to that.
No.
Effort, and it's just hitting to the side netting. I think it took a deflection as well. Clara Beale looks so dangerous right now.
Another really good effort.
Bailey's saying, she looks okay thus far, but I think Keating did way more than enough last season to not lose her spot. Yeah.
Keating's one of the best goalkeepers in the league, if not the best.
Again, to reference back to the Arsenal game, Arsenal Man City on the opening day, there was that one where if Blackstenius had just rounded Yamashita, who got that all wrong, coming out, she'd then just stood there as Blackstenius rounded her the wrong way. If she'd gone right, Yamashita either fouls her or lets her run past her. Yeah, so that was a big missed opportunity.
Oh,
Arsenal could counter here. Ford loses it.
Tackle.
Fantastic tackle. No idea.
Play on, no.
Yeah. What Camden Tate was doing there. Stanway. I like Stanway dropping into right back.
Yeah.
It allows Gwyn to get so much higher. He'll lift that ball towards the back post. Fox heads it back to Zinsberger.
Tell you what, it's incredible how football games can change. Because when Calrente scored in the 30th minute, Arsenal were in control. They'd just scored, they'd just taken the lead, and they were playing very, very good football. And then suddenly that goal seemed to wake something up in Bayern Munich, and since the 30th minute, it has been dominated by the German side.
It's been all Bayern.
Yeah.
Arsenal have had fleeting opportunities.
I mean, again, still no shot in the second half.
Not a single shot. Yeah.
Well, they didn't before the goal. I don't think I had a shot. Any of that.
Yeah, no.
No shots.
Arsenal yet to register a shot in the second half. 56% of the ball for Bayern so far. 5 shots, 3 on target. I mean, Arsenal just are aren't doing anything in the second half.
We're 18 minutes into the second half and they haven't had a shot.
And again, we see Strauss change up tactically at the break to the point where they look so much more dominant.
Here we go.
And it's taken, quite a while there for Eidevall to react. 18 minutes.
Triple change will be coming for Arsenal in a moment or two. That was Catley and Russo, definitely.
I thought they had to do that for it looked like they were bringing off Freedom Mine. I thought, don't do this for the corner. That would be stupid.
Can Arsenal have their first shot of the half from this corner?
They're going to play it short.
Mm.
There we go. Ball in. And that's headed into the back of the net. It's a mess. I don't know who that's come off in there. Kadena will claim it. What a mess. Bayern 2, Arsenal 2. And out of nowhere, Arsenal are level. Bayern switching off there, defending the corner. Kadena's claiming the goal. I thought that came off Vigosdottir. But apparently Lea Kadena the one who headed it home.
I think Kadena just headed it in, but I mean, first shot of the half. Wow, it's not a great header, but Bayern have got to do better.
They're just in complete disarray in there.
I mean, goalkeeper's in that corner. I mean, that is a poor goal for Bayern to concede. Arsenal will take it. First shot of the second half and it goes in from the corner. They've created nothing.
Changes the foot for Arsenal. Mead coming on then. And Steph Catley.
Yes, and Marnon went off for Mead.
Two changes. And McCabe off for Catley. And that is it. No, that's definitely Alessio Russo leading the line, isn't it?
Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah, absolutely nothing. And suddenly one corner and Arsenal back level.
So Calente into attacking midfield now. Russo leading the line. Mead on the right flank. And at left back is Steph Catley.
So what happens now? Will Bayern keep playing the way they're playing and get back into...
Well, that's the thing. If they do, they'll probably score.
Yeah.
Because they've been so much better.
Arsenal, they've equalised now with a bit of fortune. They've got the play. Now they've made the changes. Will that change?
Not really fortune. It was a good set piece routine.
Well, it was. Yeah, I know, but...
Bayern just switched off. Yeah. True. Sending it to Soim saying yes. Big fan of that Arsenal goal, as is Duncan Lewis. But yeah, what an action-packed game. What an action-packed start to the Champions League for Arsenal.
It's really good.
That's messy for Gross, but she does deal with it. It's kept alive here by Arsenal. Ford would want to get a shot away there. Catley reacts quickly. Deemed to be a foul in there from Alessio Russo.
Yeah. Still plenty of time for something else, for something to happen in this game. I don't think it's over.
No, sorry, it was Ford. Yeah, that's definitely a foul. Bit aggressive on Sarah Zadrazil.
But yeah, I still think this game's got at least one twist or turn left in it.
Yeah.
And for Bayern Munich, there will be. It looks like that Schuler will be coming on soon, which is a very exciting change. You'd expect for... Will she go through the middle?
Lea Schuler. Potentially.
You're not going to bring Buell off, are you? Can't think of her name.
Lohman.
No.
Could move Lohman centrally.
Potentially. Is Lohman not already centrally? It's
Forgetting the name now.
I can't think how to pronounce it.
Damjanovic.
Yes, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, Damjanovic.
Take her out the right hand side.
Well, yeah, it's been a very fluid attack. Yeah, right now it's Sloan through the middle, Damjanovic on that right flank. We could see through the middle, drop harder, move Lohman wide. We could see on the right, we could see on the left. I'd be surprised if they took off Buell or Lohman.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if they took off harder. A little bit quiet tonight.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there's a few things that she probably could have got on the end of and didn't and not looked as sharp.
Yeah. Very cool. I think, again, Vanilla Harder, she's one of those players that does the things you don't really notice.
Yeah, no.
Pressing's really strong. And yeah, overall, I think a very tidy footballer.
Mm.
That's out now for an Arsenal throw. Fox Williamson. Fox. Cadena goes to Catley. Catley wants a forward pass. Bounces off Fouty. Now Caldente. Catley. Caldente. And that looks like kind of Zadrazil. And it has. No, I'm not surprised there. Yeah. So a triple change, a foot for Bayern Munich. That is Damjanovic off. Lea Schuler onto this right-hand side. Looks like Sam Kerr as well on that, coming off the bench. So changes to the front line, and Dalman as well, so that's another attacking change. Kerr on for Zadrazil, and that's Sidney Lohman off as well. The goal scorer for Dalman. So I think that will be... So Kerr comes into the pivot to play alongside Georgia Stanway. We'll see Lea Schuler play through the middle. Dalman, on the right-hand side. Pernilla Harder into attacking midfield. Clara Buell on the left flank.
It's a little bit more aggressive, it feels.
Yeah.
With Harder in attacking midfield.
Schuler in behind, who I think offers you a bit more pace. Yeah. In behind. Here is Pernilla Harder. Carrying that ball forwards well. Tries to put the ball in the box, doesn't quite come off. Smith less chasing.
Great, that's a really good
Let's
tackle.
not forget, Pernilla Harder, once the most expensive player in women's football history. When she transferred to Chelsea.
So what?
Many have come since then.
Yeah.
As records just keep tumbling every year. We could have seen our first £1 million player had Arsenal's insane bid for Kira Walsh been accepted. And here come Bayern Munich. Schuler, good challenge though. Clara Buell, good challenge from Williamson to stop her bringing it forwards. Little. Don't really see the point in that pass from Little to Fox. It just seems to put them under so much more pressure.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest frustrations of football is when people
Valty.
make what I call pointless passes.
Here's Dalman. Looking like something happened. Blocked by Catley. Ford, Catley, Vouty, Steph Catley. Who do you think is more happy with the draw in this game?
Ooh, I think as it stands at the moment, I think Arsenal would take it, saying that for me they've been second best in the second half, especially. Bayern will feel like they should go on to win this game. If you look to who's got up net, Bayern have got Juventus next, whereas Arsenal play Vålerenga. So Bayern will probably, again, Arsenal will take it, knowing they should get 3 points on the board in a few weeks' time. Bayern would want to get a win under their belt before they play Juventus.
The fact this is in Munich as well, I think this... We could shut up that discourse because Pernilla Harder has headed home. Bayern 3, Arsenal 2. Once again, Bayern taking the lead. It's another corner goal delivered into Pernilla Harder, who lurked around the penalty spot and heads home emphatically. Bayern 3, Arsenal 2.
It has been a game of headers. This one from Harder, and again, I mean, a very, very tidy player. And it's the movement. It's not the technique, and it's not the technique with the header that perhaps puts it in the goal. But it's just the way that she gets to the ball. It's a lovely corner put in there. Just loses Kim Little, and it's a lovely header across the keeper, across the penalty area.
And Zinsberger rooted.
That's a great header. It's a really good header. Knows exactly where she wants to put it as soon as she makes contact with it.
It's a really good routine. She starts off at the back post. She drives that run in towards the penalty spot. That looped round.
Again, another twist in this game. Bayern leader. What a game it's been. Brilliant game. That's the third goal that's been scored by a header.
Mead. Good header from Hansen. Arsenal in possession. Fox, Mead. Forced back now to Little. Caldente. And Arsenal looking...
I think it's fair to say that now Bayern Munich will be the most happy with the result.
Yeah. I would agree.
Arsenal got time to find something.
Russo takes aim. That's not a bad shot. But it's a save nonetheless for Gross.
Got a lot behind that for a tight angle, did Russo. But well claimed and well held by Gross.
Yeah. And well, as I've just been reminded, I'll remind you lot as well. Join the Women's Football Chat live in 30 minutes of Manchester City versus Barcelona. Going to be a very interesting game of football. So yeah, do make sure to join us there. We'll be live for about 10 minutes before kickoff, so slightly shorter than we usually are. But with the nature of this schedule, we need a 5-minute break. Here come Arsenal. Mariona Caldente. Mead Caldente. That's a poor pass. Bayern throw. That is poor in there from Caldente. In a moment where they just need to create the opportunity, just need to get the ball into the box. It's a really poor pass. And as you say, up next, Bayern facing Juventus, travelling to Turin. Arsenal playing host to Vålerenga. Those fixtures next Wednesday.
Yeah, and that's the thing for Arsenal tonight. If they do go on to lose tonight, that will be a difficult loss. But realistically, it feels if they've still got to play Bayern, obviously. But it feels whoever loses tonight, it's then the battle with Juventus becomes more important than the battle with the opposition. Like for example, if Arsenal lose tonight, for me the focus should be on Juventus rather than beating Bayern.
Yeah. Fox ball in. Russo can't quite meet it in the air. That'll be headed away. And well, Bill almost kept that in touch. Ryzen says, Bayern just need to park the bus. We know Arsenal can't deal with that. Indeed. But I don't see Bayern going 5 back. Like they're playing FIFA.
2 banks of 5.
I'll be disappointed. Justin saying, double header, whoa, you guys are amazing. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate the strong praise.
I mean, City Barcelona. It's going to be a brilliant game. You can't afford to miss it.
Yeah, exactly. 2 cracking games tonight. Already been tracked to 5 goals with 15 to play. Still here in Munich.
And if it was any other game other than City Barcelona, I'd be saying that we're not going to see any goals. But there's no way there won't be a goal. It's going to be a really, really good game.
Yeah. Alex says into zone chat, all Gunners want Zinsberger out. The thing is, and this is what frustrates me still about some of the discourse in the women's game, is that people will look at that goal and say, oh, Zinsberger's just stood there. I was like, what do you want her to do?
Yeah.
She's never going to get there because it's a really well-executed set piece. No goalkeeper in the world
But
saves
also,
that.
they're not going to have... But they won't have a go at Kim Little for losing track of her runner.
Yeah.
The Lohman goal, they'll mention Zinsberger not being at a near post, but they won't mention the fact that McCabe was stood 5 yards off her.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, no goal in the world saves that because you can't react in time to see that header and then jump across the goal.
Ryan says everyone loves to blame the goalkeepers for poor defensive stuff. Yeah,
Spot on.
The second goal, I think you can put some blame at Zinsberger's door because that's a near post and goalkeeper should be comfortable saving at the near post. She just reacts too late. But if you're blaming Zinsberger for the third goal, then please educate yourself because there's no chance she saves that ball in. It falls to the edge.
That is so smart. I'd love to watch that back again.
Simon whipped in from Bayern. Pernille Harder, and it's there. Bayern 4, Arsenal 2. It's another header for Harder. She tries a knee slide. It doesn't come off. And former Chelsea, Pernille Harder, former Blue, strikes twice here against Arsenal.
And I mean, the first header was down to Harder's technique, and this one's a good header, but Arsenal, it is shocking. It is such lazy defending. Pernille Harder is left unmarked in the penalty area by herself to head the ball in. They don't deal with the initial ball. They allow it to be put back in. It's another great ball in from Buell.
I thought initially it was offside. It isn't. Williamson's leaving everyone, ruling everyone onside.
Pernille Harder is unmarked in the penalty area. That is criminal. And Arsenal, I mean...
Yeah. Has Zinsberger got to try and claim that cross?
I mean, it is 3 yards out, yeah. But It's just poor all over the shot from Arsenal.
Because she's never going to save it at point blank range. But if you go up and try and claim that, at worst, even if you don't claim that ball, there's a good chance there's going to be contact in there and you can claim you're fouled.
Yeah, second half, Arsenal have been nowhere near Bayern Munich.
Yeah, no.
Nowhere near.
I thought they were going to get bailed out by a corner, but then two-headed goals later, and Arsenal find themselves 4-2 down with time running out. The other thing
that I mean, I know if I make sense because I randomly said that was absolutely brilliant, but when you watch that corner, we were watching the penalty area before the ball came in, and Gwyn started her run off in an offside position at the far post. By the time the ball had kicked, she was the one trying to flick it on at the near post. And no one's tracked her because she's made this weird diagonal run from inside the goal back out again to be at the near post.
Yeah. Yi Chen Louise says, who's to blame for that one? Leah Williamson. Because I can see why you made the observation, Harry, saying Pernille Haar's unmarked, but she isn't. The rest of the defence is pushed up, and they're ruling those three players on side, but Williamson hasn't pushed up with them. And she's ruled all three of those players on. And that obviously leaves Pernille Harder in absolute acres just to head into head past Zinsberger. But yeah, every goal tight's come down to a different player. You can't say, well, this player's done really badly for all the goals because each player has had errors.
And when Bayern haven't been scoring goals, no one for Arsenal has been at the races.
Yeah,
they haven't won the ball back off them half the pitch. They've just been every single player. Arsenal just as a team have been so far off Bayern Munich in this second half. First half, I'll admit, Arsenal played pretty well. But as soon as Bayern Munich, hit top gear, Arsenal will be no match. And that will be worrying.
Yeah, indeed. Here's Cooney Cross. Sorry, he said top gear. Now I've got Richard Hammond on my mind.
Is he the man to play Sideman?
Maybe. Anyone at this point. PCM says, I'm curious to see how long Alderweireld is still a coach. The performance is a shame. The problem is it's very difficult at the moment to decipher whether it's Alderweireld or the players. But the problem for Alderweireld is we know that these are talented footballers. That you can't doubt.
Yeah.
So why are they losing? Why are these talented footballers playing badly? And while it may not be strictly tactical, if it's that they don't want to play for the manager, if it's that they don't feel motivated or whatever, then that comes down to the manager as well.
Yeah.
So I think I just don't think it seems to be a great environment right now.
And the more the results go against them, the tougher it gets. And now, a loss tonight, Chelsea, if they lose to Chelsea on Saturday at the Emirates, suddenly it's looking grim for Arsenal. It really is. Yeah. Because it means they're under pressure in the Champions League. Well, they'll already be behind Chelsea and Man City by quite a big margin.
Well, they're on 5 now, a point behind Chelsea. If Chelsea were to win, they would be 4 points ahead of Arsenal with a game in hand. City would move to 5 points ahead of Arsenal. It's a lot of ground to make up. No idea what Bayern are currently doing to defend. Still no idea. And, well, they really should have scored.
Goal kick, ball's gone out.
What on earth was any of that?
Well, it was easily dealt with. It was made worse by the fact that the goal kick was just moving about.
Running around.
Yeah.
And then Vigos Dottir has seen this out. Russo, I think she's still in play. But Kafaji's was blocked on the line anyway.
What a mess for Arsenal.
No idea what's happening there. And now Bayern playing forwards confidently. And that's a little too ambitious, that pass there. Godina picks it off in a high area and then she hesitates way too much and Bayern get back in. It's not even way too much, it's a split second hesitation.
Yeah.
And Bayern dropped and then all the passing options are gone.
On the flip side, also, we say Arsenal haven't played very well. However, I think you can also say Bayern Munich have delivered a very, very good performance. And this is a big statement. I do think this is a big win for Bayern.
Yeah, I think Juve will be interesting. But if Bayern beat Juve next week, I think the conversation starts to become, well, Bayern are through then. Arsenal and Juve both in trouble.
Especially if it's convincing. If Juve are obviously they play later against Valerenga, but if Bayern put 2-3 goals past Juve as well.
Yeah, we shouldn't act like that's a foregone conclusion either. I think Valerenga will put up a good fight. I think Juve are very strong though. We saw that in the PSG game. The ability to undo a PSG side that's very strong in the manner they did was an impressive performance. But yeah. FPL Bayer says if they lose to Chelsea then it's time to hit the panic button. Indeed. Who do they have after that? I think they've got Tottenham coming up as well, which is a real chance for a. That's an.
I think well, exactly. It's one of those. If they lose to Chelsea, then suddenly they're in a situation where it's like, well, even though it's not Eidevall's fault, it could still fall on him.
I can't see him gone before Christmas, if I'm honest. Stanway tries to take aim, it's blocked. Because I think they're definitely going to give him the end of the Champions League run, and by the end of the Champions League run, it's the 18th of December. I think that will be the game. Tonight, if they are out of Champions League and not in a good league position, I think will be
exactly. In terms of form, tonight is bad. In terms of Champions League, they're still in a decent position. Yeah, it just means that they have to go and beat Juventus.
They're not really in any position yet.
Well, no.
Because they could go on to win the next 5 games, they win the group.
Also, if Valerenga win tonight, then suddenly I think they've been saved a little bit. Because if Juve wins,
Valerenga then beat them next week,
and then suddenly they're in massive trouble.
Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah. The worry is, obviously, things haven't really taken shape yet, but they are starting to, and it's all looking a little bit pear-shaped for Arsenal.
Yeah.
The competitions they're in aren't shaping up the way they want them to.
The thing is, they should have beaten City because City didn't look stable, and they didn't. And they should never drop points to an Everton side who've looked really bad, but they did. And yeah, I just
only beat a Leicester side 1-0, who then went and lost 2-0 to Crystal Palace.
Right, exactly. It's just those results keep coming against them when they play out Chelsea this weekend. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the type of game where Arsenal play better, like when they played City, miss their chances and Chelsea sting them. Because if you give Chelsea opportunities, they've got the players that'll put them away.
Or we get a very similar result to what we got at Stamford Bridge last season, where Arsenal were...
I think because it's at the Emirates, and I think it'll be a fairly well-attended game. I don't know if they'll sell out.
And Chelsea are
I think it'll be high attendance.
Brilliantly.
Yeah, exactly. I think at the moment, I can't see Chelsea winning convincingly. Bayern are playing beautiful football right now. I think they're going to win the whole thing. Dalman to Gilia. Go in, ball into the box. And it's 5. It's brilliant football. It's a hat-trick for Harder. And how many times have we said that in the past? Pernilla Harder, an excellent player. And once again, making a mockery of Arsenal. Bayern 5, Arsenal 2.
3-2's a slim loss. 4-2 is a tough loss. 5-2 is a extremely poor loss. And it's looking bad. Harder's got a hat-trick. And, I mean, first we have to say, it is phenomenal football from Bayern Munich. Arsenal simply cannot keep up. That whole move was sublime. It was absolutely brilliant. And Harder's come off for Sembrant. They're resting up now, and they're going defensive. But Pernilla Harder has proven tonight what a player she is. And Bayern Munich have put out a statement.
I think she heard my comment because I said, Pernilla Harder's been a little bit quiet tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought her off. Yeah. And then they didn't bring her off. They left her on, she's got a hat-trick.
It's brilliant football. The actual finish is annoying that it doesn't go straight in. Zinsberger, I don't think there's much she can do.
No,
she can't hold it from there. I mean, really, she shouldn't parry it straight back to Harder. But
he can push it wide.
Yeah.
Do something other than give it to Pernilla Harder, ideally.
Who did also... I mean, Pernilla Harder was trying to put 3 fingers up. But what a game for Bayern Munich. And what a tough one for Arsenal.
Yeah, Alex saying can't see Arsenal get a result against Chelsea. That's going to be interesting, isn't it?
I think it's 5-2.
Ryzen saying it's a drubbing.
Yeah, 5-2 is now... Yeah, exactly. It shows what we've seen in this second half where Bayern Munich have played Arsenal off the park.
Oh, yeah. Arsenal's shots count is at 3 compared to Bayern Munich's 10.
Yeah.
Arsenal had more of the ball. But they've just done nothing with
without the Cadena goal from a corner, this is 5-1.
Yeah.
And they had 2 shots in the second half, and that would have looked terrible.
Yeah. Justin saying, I didn't see this coming. When's the last time someone put 5 past the Gunners? FPL Bailey saying, I was thinking about buying Ramirez and captaining her. I think that's I was joking, about buying Ramirez and captaining her. I think it's quite a serious option now. Yeah, well, I was certain.
People will look back on this game and be stunned that Arsenal took the lead. Absolutely stunned.
The first 30 minutes they were good.
Yeah.
And now... Well, Canadate, who finished off a brilliant move at the start, has just lifted one over the bar.
Because Bayern just upped it. Bayern started playing brilliantly, and then, I don't know, Arsenal just collapsed.
Hammarby, by the way, 2-0 up now. That will see them rise momentarily to the top of Group D.
Well, if City Barcelona's a draw, then suddenly they're top of Group B, Group D,
Yep.
Group D.
D.
For a game
And then
week.
they play Man City next week.
And then they win that, and then they've got
And they
maximum
win-
points.
they win
And then they're in...
Champions League.
Yeah.
Wow.
Gwyn wins
Like
the
he's
header.
saying, oh, Chelsea must be perfect set pieces. Arsenal are so bad. They've been really bad. Yeah, really poor at defending set pieces tonight. And really poor across the board, to be fair. What are they currently doing? Zinsberger's just trying to give Clara Brill the ball. Bill couldn't actually believe it. She didn't adjust in time. She was so stunned at that one. She didn't even have time to react. Alex says, FPL asking Bailey what happens to Myro and Sam's back. I think we can field that question as well. Rotation.
Sam Kerr play.
Well, the issue is you have Kerr, Fischel, Beaver Jones, Ramirez who are competing for one spot. That's an incredible rotation.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see more of Beaver Jones out on the right. But yeah, I don't see how they work.
Yeah, I think Fichel's in a tough spot. Because she'll be the last to come back, won't she, from injury?
Yeah.
And
is there a way we play two strikers?
Potentially. If Sonia wants to do it, and when you've got Sam Kerr and Moira Ramirez, you might be forced to.
The issue is, I think we'd have to see. If we're going to do it, I think we would have to play like the MM that we saw back in the 60s. Because if you think where like the like Gerardes last season at Barcelona, probably the peak football, they played the 3-2-4-1, which was very comparison parallels to the WM used by Herbert Chapman in the 90s. I think if we're going to see the next iteration of that, it will be to have two strikers and to then play MM. So you end up with a 3-2-3-2 rather than 3-2-4-1.
Yeah.
So I think we might see something like that. The issue is Lauren James wouldn't work in the attacking midfield position. Who would work though, because who will track back? Shokan Nuskin.
Yes.
James out on the left.
But wait,
Ramirez Kerr.
Gwyn just was knocked to the floor. She's down for a while now, but we're watching back through the second half goals. The first one from Lohman for Bayern. The second one for Bayern was harder. The third one from Bayern was Pernilla Harder. And her third and Bayern's fifth was also Pernilla Harder.
She played quite well today, Pernilla Harder.
Yeah. Quite good.
What a player.
Even if she's put four fingers up to start with.
She got too excited. Tag said, always loved the girls before the expectations from them. 2000 at Boreham Wood. Lovely. Yeah, fair enough. But no, tonight, a disappointing performance.
Stanway coming off now for Ziggiotti. For 30 seconds.
That's so much you can do in 30 seconds.
Score.
Ball long, it's from Bayern, headed back the other way from Arsenal. It's going to drop in there for Ziggiotti. Dalman. And again, Ziggiotti. Lets that go to Dalman, who's going to knock that out for an Arsenal goal kick. I can't imagine that ball is going to get there very quickly.
No.
But yeah, I thought Kim Little really, really struggled tonight.
Yeah. This is I no one saw this coming.
Yeah.
I said before at predictions, I said if as long as everyone puts something realistically reasonable with not many goals, they'll probably be right. But you should have gone unreasonable because that's exactly what we've got.
Yeah, I don't think. I think a lot of Arsenal players let themselves down. So I thought Leah Williamson actually, someone that I don't think gets called out for criticism very often, probably because she's very often very good. But
yeah,
tonight just played really poorly. At 2-2, you want to keep things tight. The rest of the defence pushes forwards, tries to rule players offside, and you've not followed suit.
Yeah,
and for me, it's just that's
still
a bit of rustiness there.
As the leader in that back line, you should be the first one to step up.
Yeah, I think Zinsberger will catch flack, but I'm not sure she had a particularly bad game. I think bar the second goal, she's been a passenger. What is she supposed to do?
And to be honest,
Bayern have had great chance at point blank range.
She's not an elite goalkeeper, so you can't expect her to make elite saves.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if you have Van Donstar in there and she has the same performance as Zinsberger, yeah, rightfully criticise her because Van Donstar is a top goalkeeper.
I don't think Emily Fox played particularly well. She's lost 75% of her duels tonight.
It is grim reading for everyone involved in Arsenal.
Yeah, not a good game at all. well, little played.
Are you slightly worried that we could be about to watch a repeat between City and Barcelona?
No,
Because
because
City will.
I don't think City will cave like this.
Yeah, fair enough.
Quite frankly, and that is full time here in Munich. It's Bayern Munich 5, Arsenal 2. A damning defeat here for the Gunners. Val looks gracious in defeat for a change, but that is an embarrassing
Even
loss.
he can't find an excuse for that.
No. Really poor performance. A lot of players need to take accountability out there tonight because Arsenal's simply not good enough. But yeah.
Yeah.
Penila Harder, brilliant. Bayern, brilliant. We would stay around and chat, but we are back live in 10 minutes' time for Man City versus Barcelona. So do join us there. We're going to end stream now, though. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you in 10 minutes' time.